linda-barcz is from the Bruce Company's taking your calls at 608-270-9933. Hello, Linda.
Hi, Mark.
You were still talking.
I was. I thought I was on the air.
Well, you're on the air now, so 608-270-9933 if you have any questions for linda-barcz. We got a lot of poinsettias out here in the studio. What's a good way to keep those going for a while?
The trick with those plants is that they don't need direct light, but they do like indirect. And sometimes people buy poinsettias and they're just going to treat them as a holiday plant, so they don't worry about the light. But if you want it to last longer, it should have some indirect light, and the watering is critical. They don't want to be real dry, otherwise they start to drop those lower leaves. Evenly wet, not sitting in water, is a good way to think about it.
So take it out of the foil when you water so it doesn't sit in water?
Well, you can leave the foil there, but I usually suggest that you cut a slit at the bottom, because otherwise you can't tell if they're sitting in water in that foil. So
little snow overnight is actually good for our outdoor plants, right?
This was a godsend. We were so bone dry. We haven't had rain in such a long time, and plants, especially evergreens, need to go into winter well hydrated. Otherwise, they're going to have desiccation of their foliage and browning. So this was badly needed.
All right, let's go to the calls. We'll start with Pat in Beaver Dam. Hi, Pat. What's your question?
Hi, I have a perennial cactus that I was given that can handle the winter in Wisconsin, and I moved it by the driveway, and I was wondering about the snow being blown on it. Should I put something around that to protect it?
Well, the cactus, is it a prickly pear? Is it one of those flat pad-like cactus?
Yeah, it's flat. Yeah, pad-like. It gets a big, beautiful red flower. Mm-hmm. All over it, reddish orange flowers. But it lasts, it handles the winters.
It probably, as long as the snow is not, this is heavy, wet snow, so that's not ideal. But no. Sometimes it's difficult to put something like that down and that not to get disturbed. So if we have light snow, that actually is a good way to insulate that plant.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks for the call. Let's go to Brenda in Portage. Hi, Brenda. What's your question?
Hi. I was wondering what is the best way to transplant a Christmas cactus?
Well, I would say that what I would suggest is you wait until closer to spring, maybe February, March, because then we start to have longer day length, and the whole transplanting process, you're going to be adding more soil. So the trick is to not upsize it any larger than, if you have it in a 4-inch, don't go any bigger than probably a 5 to 6 is the biggest, because adding all that soil around there, and you want to use a cactus mix, even though it is just a succulent. Use something that is designed for succulent or cactus so it drains well, and then don't overwater it as you're getting those new roots to explore that additional soil.
Okay, and wait for spring.
Oh.
All right, thanks for
All right, I will do that.
All right, thanks for the call. Let's go to Kathy in Prairie du Sec. Hi, Kathy, what's your question?
My question is, I have an orchid plant, and I've had it for probably 2 or 3 years, and it has, like, the air roots that are kind of hanging all over, and my question, I had actually 2 with this plant. Can I cut back on those air roots, or should I just leave them? And the other things with the new shoots of leaves that are coming out, I have some that are yellow. Can I just break those off, or should I just leave them and let them fall off?
The new leaves are looking yellow. That's not a good sign. The older leaves, if it's something at the base of the plant, that's not a problem, because they're just casting off the older ones. If it's yellowing at the top, then you may be causing a root rot. Those aerial roots are very important to be left on. Because when you repot that, you will actually get rid of the old brown aging roots, and you'll actually set it down in the new pine. I like to use that chunk bark as a medium for my orchids. It seems to work a little bit better than like the peat moss type, the sphagnum moss. I rot my orchids if they're in sphagnum moss, but in the chunk bark, it seems to drain well and be good.
All right, good luck with that. We are out of time. Linda, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mark.
And thank you all for calling in. We'll do this again next Monday.